Hey guys, welcome back and thank you for watching. Today we're going to talk about learning to just let people be themselves and how to stop just basically worrying about what everybody else is doing, because I'm so good for that, especially if it's somebody that's important to me. But okay, I'm going to rewind a little bit. Let's go backwards. What brought this on is I've always had this weird dynamic with my older sister where even though she's the big sister, she'll often ask me for advice on stuff, or she'll look to me for assistance with stuff. And so, it's just kind of a weird dynamic. And sometimes I'll get really frustrated with her because she'll basically say, she'll make a comment, something like, oh, I wish I could be like that, or man, must be nice. I wish I could be like you. And I'll try to give her advice because I'm a very solution oriented person and I'm a planner. So I'll be like, okay, here's what I did to get here. Here's what you need to do, because I'm also like a big picture person. So if somebody has a problem, especially if it's somebody I'm close to, it's usually pretty easy for me to figure out the root of the problem and to help them come up with a solution for the problem, especially if it's a behavioral problem. So, for example, my sister will say, oh, I want to buy a house. I bought a house a few years ago. And she's my sister, so I can see kind of how her finances are. And we have some discussions about finances. So I'll try to tell her little things that I notice. I'll be like, okay, I notice that you're spending a lot of money on, bananas, or getting your nails done or something stupid like that. And she basically would just brush me off because it's I'm her little sister. And maybe in her mind, she's like, well, I didn't ask you for financial advice. But in my mind, my solution based mind, I feel like it's my duty to help her, solve her problem, especially since she's my sister and I want her to do well. But unfortunately, that's not how it always works. And I realized that I was kind of overstepping. First of all, I was kind of overstepping a boundary, which I hate when people do that. So I don't like to be like that. And I was also overextending. And through a lot of back and forth with myself and through journaling, I realized that, I was kind of holding myself back in a way. I wasn't literally standing still. Obviously, I still do things. But when you're busy trying to help other people, or you're focused on trying to fix other people's problems, that leaves you no time to focus on your own problems or to move forward. If you don't have any big problems to level up. If I'm busy trying to drag my friend who's on level 2 and I'm on level 5, if I'm busy trying to drag her up with me, well, she might wind up being so heavy that I get dragged down to level 4. Or if nothing else, I'm going to be stuck on level 5 because instead of looking up to level 6, I'm literally just trying to bring everybody up with me, which isn't inherently a bad thing, but it can stall your progress, and it has stalled my progress. Now, not just with my sister, this is probably one of my favorite pastimes is meddling in other people's affairs, for better or for worse, especially with relationships. So I made a decision today. Literally, all this happened today, or at least the conversations. I made the decision today to just stop doing that. If somebody asks me for advice or asks me for assistance, I will give them the info, or I'll, point them to the framework that I use to make decisions. But barring that, I'm going to just stay out of it. Because there's just no truly good outcome if you're doing that, because it's either I'm going to resent them for not listening to me, they're going to resent me for being in their business. I'm going to hold myself back and then I might resent them, or, I'll just be fucking held back. We'll bleep that out later. Yeah, it's just there's no good outcome, no truly good outcome. So my big picture here, the moral of the story is sometimes you can't help people, and sometimes you really shouldn't. Sometimes you like people just need to learn on their own, because pretty much everything that I know and everything that I've accomplished, I've just figured it out for myself. And I think that's the best way to do it, because I, like, along the way, I've developed a decision making framework, I've developed my own moral code. I have learned how to problem solve and how to like take things from an idea to an actual product or to an actual achievement. Like, oh, I'm tired of living in apartments. I took that all the way to sitting in this room that I own. And that's a skill. Like, that's a skill set that I can apply to anything in life. Literally. So, all that being said, just mind your business. You already know. Thanks for listening, guys.